Good morning, average fam. What's going on? What it do? What it do? Sorry, I've been MIA. As I mentioned in the last video, I'm only going to be posting Monday through Friday, like coffee chats and story times and stuff. And then on the weekend, I'm going to take a break off, and then we'll start all over again. I'm sorry I didn't post for the past couple of days. A lot of stuff's been going on, but we're getting into it now. Okay. Yeah, so today's story time is going to be a college story time experience. And it's going to be a two-parter. Okay, let me start from the beginning. It's going to be a two-parter because the incident that happened that I'm about to tell you, there was a part two. Okay, because bitches don't learn their lesson, even when they got washed up. Now, as a disclaimer, I don't condone violence. I was 18 years old. I'm 25, gonna be 26 now. I've matured. I have a baby. I have a daughter. I'm not doing this. It's not happening. So, that's just a disclaimer. I don't condone violence. But anyway, this stupid son is getting in mama's way. Okay. When I went away to college, I went away to Iona college. I don't know if it's Iona University now, because I think that's what they were doing then, but it was Iona College in New Rochelle, New York, right outside of the Bronx and Yonkers. I was dating this guy from like the very beginning of freshman year. We're gonna name him Joe, okay? We're gonna name him Joe. And everybody in this video, I'm going to change their names except for my two roommates because they're still my good friends, especially Larissa. So, okay, so when we first moved into the dorms, we only stayed halfway through freshman year. And then me, my roommate Cece, and my roommate Larissa, who I still keep in contact with Larissa. That's my girl, that's my sister. She's always had my back. I've always had her back. I'm not trying to say Cece never had my back, but she did, but she didn't. It's like I barely talk to Cece anymore. She reached out to me when I had my baby. She said she would come see me because she was living in Brooklyn, with her new boyfriend and whatever. And long story short, I haven't heard from her since. Until she comments on my Instagram, oh, happy birthday, love you, miss you, yeah, whatever. So it's I still love Cece because we've been through so much, but it's she really did hurt me. She hurt me a lot because there was a time where, I'm not even gonna get into that story, that she really did hurt. Whatever. She's been just, obsessed with her boyfriend, but she can meet up with Larissa, who I introduced them to, but she can't, meet up with me. She can't reach out to me. She can't text me. But that's girls. I was the idiot for not seeing her true colors when we lived together, but it's it's irrelevant. But at the time, we were good friends. Now, not so much. But I'm more grateful for Larissa than I am for her because I met Larissa at orientation, which if you go away to college and you're going to dorm, you have to do a weekend orientation where you get to meet people, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Larissa's my sister. I'll always have her back. She'll always have my back. That's never going to change. Anyway. So, when the baby was born, she came out here. When the baby got out of the hospital, she was here a month or two later. No joke. And she's busy all the time because she works mad jobs. She does her thing. God bless her. I would never hold that against her, ever. Because we're going to see each other again. Like last year, we met up after because she's busy in the summertime. She does a lot of things. Oh, in September last year, I went to see her, and it was awesome. And she came to see me first, and then the next weekend or two, I went to see her. It was great. Anyway, so stop blabbling, Rachel. Stop blabbling. Ugh. Right. So we were living in the dorms at this point, and I was dating a guy, like I said, and he lived with his other roommate, Matt. Which Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. His name was Jack. His real name was John. And his roommate was Matt. They were all my friends. Like, you know, I'm not trying to blow up anybody's spot. Nothing happened with them. So, whatever. Dave was really good friends with Matt and Jack because he was a guy. But, and then this kid Colin, who I met through one of my really good friends, Liz, and she was a lesbian, and she was awesome. Like, everybody used to like try to make fun of her and everything because she was a lesbian, she looked like a guy, and I would fight so many people for her because it's like, how dare you? Because they're from these like little close knit pick towns that are like so anti-gay. It's like, fuck you people, who are you to judge anybody for being gay? Like, that disgusts me. It disgusts me. I see my daughter over there. So one day, someone that I know, this girl I know, I'm not going to mention who it is, was hooking up with Jack's roommate. Right? So Jack's roommate, his bed was here, and Matt's bed was here. So they were doing the dirty, if you will, and I was awake, okay? And because she was one of my other good friends, I literally, like, pretended that I was sleeping, but it was the most awkward thing ever. But that whole time, I had this horrible feeling. Like, you know, like when you know something bad's happening to you, like, you get that bad, overwhelming feeling, like, in your stomach, in your freaking head, in your throat, like, you just know something bad's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's an Italian thing. I have no idea. But that's what I believe. So, this fucking light. It's getting me angry thinking about it, but I don't care about the kid anymore. I hope he's happy, you know, Jack, but it was so disrespectful for what he did, because he was doing a lot of shit at that time that he liked to use as an excuse when it's not. You know, you have a girlfriend that you always said you wanted to marry, blah, 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 flew me out to California, all this shit, whatever. I don't hold grudges, though. Like, anybody that knows me knows I don't hold grudges. So, hey guys, sorry I had to film this a little later because I had a lot of things to do, and I'm getting my baby's laundry out of the dryer, so now I'll finish telling the story. So anyway, long story short, because I could be sitting here for an hour, as I said, that I had that bad feeling, blah blah blah, and he wasn't answering his phone and all of this. He didn't come back till the next day, and I went into my room, whatever. So I'm at class one morning. It was like an 8 or 9 o'clock class, and I hear from one of my good friends, Colin. He was like, yo, did you hear what happened, what Jack did last night? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, oh, you didn't hear? He was like, he cheated on you with this girl. You know what? Fuck you. This girl, Lisa. And she was like this girl who thought who the fuck she was. She was from like upstate or Connecticut or something. Jack cheated on you. And I was like, what? So as I'm running towards the dorms, I see Dave, who was one of Jack's good friends besides mine. And I was like, yo, Dave, what happened? He told me what happened, and he ran away. So I was running into the dorm rooms. He called up Jack. He must have called him up and was like, oh, yo, Rachel's coming. Like, you better get out of here. I literally ran up because we were on the 9th floor of Loftus, the dorms, and I see him running up to the 10th floor where Dave's room was. And I go in there, and long story short, I confronted him in front of all his friends, and I threw, because he was tall, he was like 6-something, I took one of those, if you ever been to like a dorm room or whatever, they have those chairs for your little desk, I took it, threw it into his body, he went down, and I went bam, right across the face. Punched him right across the face in front of all his boys. And then I left. So, long story short, whatever, I said to my boy D Huddy, because he was always my boy, always had my back, and I was like, yo, he was like, I know what girl this is. I'm like, because I honestly, I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt at first, because knowing guys, like, they're not going to tell you the truth if they have a girlfriend or not. And I didn't know who she was, so I figured she didn't know who I was. So I was like, all right, give me this girl's, like, name, number, whatever, and tell her I want to talk to her. He was like, all right, I'll tell her, because he knew her, too. So what do you call it? The girl agreed to meet up with me. We met up outside of the dorms and whatever. We chilled. She was like playing the stupid act with me, but she did fool me. And usually, like, she was like crying. She was like, Rachel, I'm so sorry. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. She was like, he didn't tell me that. I don't even know who you are, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't beat the shit out of her. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Okay? Stupid me. Come to find out, you know, I broke up with Jack for a while, whatever. And then he's in the shower one day, and I'm not the type of girlfriend to look through people's phones. Like, you could do what you want, you know what I mean? But it's like, whatever. When he was in the shower, he left his phone right next to me, and she texted him like, oh, your girlfriend came up to me, whatever, but what are you doing tonight? Let's figure something out, blah, blah, blah. So I was fuming. I texted her back. I'm like, wait till I see you again, bitch. Wait till I see you again. Just wait. And she didn't answer, of course, so I flipped out on Jack, blah, 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 and I left. One day, maybe it was like a week, a couple of days later, me and Larissa and a couple of my friends, we went to the library to, like, write papers and whatever. So me and Larissa smoked cigarettes. We went outside to go smoke a cigarette. And lo and behold, who comes walking down the campus right by the library by herself? Miss Lisa. I walked up to her and she's like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, you're damn right, oh shit. So, like, I didn't even say anything. I just started wailing on her. And she used to act like she was this big tough guy, blah blah blah. And I was like, bitch. So I was fucking her up. I was hitting her in the face many times, like whatever, because like I said, I always go for the face. And she grabbed my hair and pulled me down. But it's like, sweetheart, let me tell you something. You can pull my hair as hard as you want. It don't hurt. So she put me in the perfect opportunity to start uppercutting the girl. Uppercutting her. I uppercutted her, she let me go. I whopped her like 3 more times, and she took off like she was on the track team. Fuck soccer. She took off. And I turned around to my friend Larissa. Larissa was standing there, and she was like that. She was, and I'm like, yo, got my earrings. I'm like, yo, I lost my cigarette. Give me a cigarette. I'm snapping out. Some kid comes out of his class, runs over to me, and he's like, yo. He was like, my name's Dean. That was awesome. You fucked her up. He was just like, I just got out of class. That's the best thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of my face. I'm not in the fucking mood. Like, you know, I was like snapping out and whatever. I fucked her up in the long, like, basically. And every time I seen her in the hallway, she would like go the opposite way. She was like shit scared. So that's basically what happened in part 1. I think I might do part 2 now. You know what? Let's do part 2 now. So we're in this local bar at school. It was called Specs. It was like where everybody went and whatever. So I'm there one night. I'm getting another beer. You know, I was at the bar. We were all having a good time, and all of a sudden I felt somebody push me like mad hard. Now, I'm assuming, like, you know, someone's drunk, they smashed into me, whatever. I turn around and it's this girl, Lisa. And I was like, oh, you want more, huh? And I lunged over one of the tables in the bar, like lunged over it, started beating the shit out of her. And the bouncers came jumping over, and I was made tight with the bouncers, and they threw her out, and they let me stay because they saw what she did. And they were like, yo, Rachel, you fucked her up, blah, blah, blah. And I told them the story about what happened, how she was instigating. And then from that point forward, Jack didn't talk to her. He, like, deleted her number, told her, like, whatever. All my boys, like, D. Huddy, that was friends with her, was like, yo, don't fuck with her. Like, she's a fucking lunatic. And then every time I seen her after that, she avoided me like the fucking plague. Like, when she would see me walking in the hallway and everything for school, she would, like, put her head down or go in the complete opposite direction of her class. She was scared shit. And that's what she deserved to be, because it's like, if you're gonna have beer balls and then try to fight me again after I already washed you, I'll wash you again. I don't give a shit. I don't need beer balls. I was totally sober and not under the influence of alcohol or anything when I fucked her up outside the library. So Moral of the story is, if you're gonna cheat on someone, if you're gonna hook up with a guy or a girl, and you know that they have a girlfriend, you're a home-wrecking slut, and you deserve everything you get. You deserve to get your ass kicked by the girlfriend. And needless to say, I used Jack after that for him to buy me stuff, for him to fly me out to California again, all these things, because he felt so horrible. But once a cheater, always a cheater. A leopard never changes their spots. You know what I mean? But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a lot more stories where that came from. So if you want to hear any more, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you've ever beat up a friggin' side chick or whatever. And I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.